Hi everyone, here is another video of my craft room. I'm working my way around slowly but surely. This here, so this is my desk, a window in here. On this side of the window I have this pegboard. On the other side I have my ribbon. The pegboard was made to measure. Again, I reinforced behind it, and there was a chap on eBay that did the sizing for me. So I basically said I want this size and he cut it up. What I used in the previous video, I spoke about tester pots from DIY stores, is I actually just used a tester pot just to paint it. Again, it's just giving colour. My room is white, it's just giving colour to it. And also these little shelves, I have a yellow one and this is a slightly purple colour, you can't quite tell, is from IKEA. They're like wooden little shelves. They were in the kitchen department and they are obviously for things like storage jars and utensils, stuff in the kitchen. But basically there's these little holders that you know, I don't know, hooks that you can purchase, and there's all different size, shapes and ones. And so basically I configured how I wanted to lay my stuff out. These in the jars are embossing powders. Again, it's just bringing colour to it. It's nice to see them, it reminds me to use them. I have more of the sort of the neutral stuff down there, but the coloured ones up there. I have a heating tool. Now these coloured little baskets were from just a cheap hardware store. I had them a few years ago. I can't recall the name of the shop, but just like a hardware store. It had lots of different home, you know, different elements to the store. But basically what I decided to do is obviously have them up there on a hook. And I have different things in. So this one has like paintbrushes and scissors, there's a water bottle, there's a ball staple, some dusting brushes, stuff. So that basically that. I also glue on some buttons because I wanted to try and cover up the fact that there was a screw there. So if I go to the side, you have to obviously have space behind it because the hooks obviously have an element of depth behind them as they hook into the holes. So basically that is that part there that would just sit obviously right in my desk there. Here I have this little carousel. This was bought a while ago. I can't remember, it was from eBay, it was a supplier, but I know they're pretty hard to get hold of. I don't know what company makes them. I think I searched forever, but basically it's got lots of different compartments in it. You know, drawers. It's perfect for keeping all your bits and bobs together. You know, I have different, you know, different compartments for different things, but that basically sits there, and it's, you know, like I said, it's pretty handy to have that there. Working my way round, so as I said before, I have a window here. When I designed my craft room, I also wanted a window at the front. So this is looking, that's my house there. So my craft room is at the very back of my garden. It's very windy at the moment. The rain is not there, but we've had a weather warning here on the south coast of the UK. So not as bad as we expected, but we're grateful for that. On this side of the table here, so basically I have a desk, and then I have a desk that goes around. This desk is not actually, I don't actually use a desk, but obviously it is there as storage and also for extra space for put bits on. But there is this white unit. This was from IKEA. It has two drawers and it has like an under bit, so storage area. What I've got on top is these little, these are like sort of tin. Loads and loads of people have asked me about these. I got these from it's a one-off shabby chic shop. It's not a brand or a company. It's not a franchise. You know, it's a shop that sells lots of one-off pieces and stuff like that. And I got this a while ago, and these are like, like I said, they look like tin. And so basically I bought a few of these. I've got this one. There's another biggish one which I've turned to its side. There's another one here, and then another small one. And they all sit here because they hold, you know, embossing folders, dies. I think I have some stencils and stuff in that one as well. So basically this first one has embossing folders, and on obviously the embossing folders I've wrote using a label maker. I've wrote the name of it. I've also have Stampin' Up pencil mats, and on the back, yes, I do have some stencils which I've put the names on. So they're all to hand. They're really handy to have like that, you know. This larger one, in my bookcase with my Stampin' Up stamps, I actually moved the Stampin' Up matching coordinating dies over there. So all these ones over here are mainly Lawnfawn, and there's a couple other companies as well. And so what I tried to do is make some dividers that would sort of categorize them a little bit. So basically, you know, each one has its name on it. And I've tried to sort of put them in the category, and I think they work well for me. I'm pretty happy with that solution. Also, let me find an example. So for example, this one, Happy Harvest, this is these little wallets. You get 10 for like £8. They can go in a folder actually, but and I have loads of these, but basically the dies are on one side, and then I've just popped in the stamp on the other side. Now obviously it's quite hard to see that, and you can always put a white piece of paper or card in the back of that, but that's obviously magnetic, and that will just hold the dies in place. See, like some of them magnetics, they don't, you know, they're not perfect. I might need to maybe swap that one around, maybe it's not the right side, but again, the stamp on the back. So these little containers actually hold the stamp set and the dies together, because as Stampin' Up has their own, each little stamp set has its own sort of cassette, these ones sort of don't, and this was the way I found that, you know, I can keep everything together, and they're, you know, it fits fine, it works fine for me. I said I have a few other little brands there, but I've tried to keep them all in order of what they are. And here on this one is again loads of embossing folders, and all I've done is I've just wrote on it what it is, because that's a good idea. In the drawer in this one I have my selfie machine. Squeezing out, obviously, you know, I've got this in front of it, so it's a bit, you know, I don't often go in this drawer, so I'm not so worried about that, but basically my selfie machine is in there. Underneath I have the Misty pads. I have more foam pads, and I have these magnetic holders. They're perfect, absolutely perfect, and like I said, I think you get 10 for like 7-8 quid. I got these from eBay. I just googled magnetic storage or something like that. These are stamping blocks from Stampin' Up. They just fit underneath there. They're pretty heavy. This is where I have the small but mighty Big Shot. I couldn't remember the name of it for the life of me then. It has a lot of use. I have obviously had to replace the plates quite a few times. The Big Shot I don't use as much, because this one's a little bit easier to pick up and stuff like that. But you know, this one's perfect. In here I've just got the plug and stuff for the selfie machine. So yeah, so basically that's, you know, that. Also another idea, what I had when I was collecting punchies, I made, let me remove this, I made this, I don't know what you want to call it, but this way of identifying what I had, because as I said in a previous video, my punches were stored in my drawer, this one actually, which wasn't there, but so it was quite nice to have everything out. So basically this size is the size of the largest Stampin' Up punch, and so what I do is just, what I did is I slot the punch in and just cut out, and then obviously just wrote what it was, and it was a great way of me having a look at what I've got. As you can see, quite a lot. So now they're up there. So, you know, again, I've kept this. It's a great idea. Obviously some of them just need me to put a label on. This was just cheap card, you know, just cheap everyday card. Don't spend a lot of money on sort of stuff as well. It's just on a hook. It's the size of a large punch. I literally slotted the punch in, cut it out, put a name on it. That is it. I mean, that is a simple way. It's a great way of knowing what you've got. It's good for organisation, you know, in storage, you know, and you can put it on coloured paper, whatever you fancy. I just had some cheap white stuff. But if you have any questions about any of this stuff and you need to know a little bit more, please let me know. And I hope you enjoyed that bit. Like I said, this was from eBay. This was from eBay. This white back unit was from IKEA, and these little tins with my dies and embossing folders are from a local shabby chic shop. Have a great afternoon, and I'll chat to you later. Bye.